Hello everyone, welcome back. For my long-time followers, welcome back. Anybody new who will join, I'm going live here on my new Instagram page. It's called Slavic Secrets at the moment. Maybe I will renew it in the future, but I just wanted to share some experience with you that I had, and I would absolutely love to hear your opinion, as I am still a relatively new person in the United States. I've never studied in school here. I finished high school back in time in Ukraine, so is my university. And today I found out something very shocking to me and very strange. So, in a casual conversation with my son, who is in the middle school, I found out just by accident that in he has teachers who practice certain way of disciplining children, and him in particular. And one of the way of disciplining children is apparently to tell a child to shut up, or to tell a child to shut your mouth. I truly would like to hear your feedback on that. To me, is absolutely unprofessional. It's not something that person that considered an educator should say or even consider to do, to my personal opinion, to the way I see this world. And the issue is that it's not just something that happens once. What I understood is kind of a style of communication that personally I had no idea of. And therefore, I would like to share this. I would like to bring these things to the attention. I do believe that public schools in the United States are facing major crisis. And I don't think a lot of schools have access to the greatest staff. I think that not the brightest are going to teach, and shows their level of their development, level of their education, level of their intelligence and who they are. Because when a prosperous person, mentor, coach is doing their work, they still have to discipline the child, but they will not try to break the children, break their self-esteem, make them feel uncomfortable, make them feel less than they are, make them feel inadequate. I totally agree that children should be disciplined. I don't think it's okay to talk during the class when the teacher tries to explain things. And I absolutely believe in discipline, especially when you have a large class. But do I believe that you should basically borderline insult, abuse a child? Because telling someone to shut up, it's a pretty high level of open disrespect, whether it's adult or a child. And where and how do these children, and I'm talking about middle school right now, how do these children are supposed to build their confidence and self-esteem? Let's say they don't have somebody, at home who challenge their teacher's beliefs and who tells them not to listen to anything they preach, and besides mathematics and how to write in English or something like that. We are living in a world where teachers feel like they are entitled to bring their agenda, to try to groom our kids for very weird liberal things. They don't even ask parents whether it's okay or not for them to try to form our child's beliefs. We have all these LGBTQ flags, we have all this nonsense everywhere, but what we cannot give to a child. It's a sense of feeling good about themselves, sense of confidence, sense of being disciplined without disrespect. So that wonderful sense of self that every child should have, school does not offer that. I truly do feel I'm not a big public school person. I really feel that in public schools they truly try to put so much pressure on the children, so much pressure to fit in, that children do lose their personalities, their analytical abilities. They truly force only one narrative, one perspective that needs to match mainstream media. But now I'm also learning that they are incorporating this sort of verbal abuse, disrespect, which is so crucial to be encouraging and uplifting to a child and play to his self-esteem to go up for their future. It is so crucial because these are forming years, you know, when for these young teenagers, that's their forming years. This is where they try to figure themselves out. If the teacher allow themselves to tell you shut up, there's so much behind it. It's disrespect. I don't care what you say. You're nobody here, and it can go on. But first of all, it's simply unprofessional. So I really hope that this teacher will have a lovely weekend, because let me tell you, the Monday will be hell. I've listened to it. It was just a casual conversation. It's been going on for months, and I feel bad that I was unaware about it. But I think probably some boys are especially don't want to appear too emotional. They overall try to deal with things on their own, but we just have the trustful conversation, and I realize that there is a major possibility that in school they treat you differently if they know that you also do not have beliefs that aligned with theirs. And I told my son to always stand for what he believes in, to never bend. And if we need to change the school, we'll change it. You know, in the times of, you know, supposedly we have democracy and First Amendment, and you know, we all know that we don't. But we still need to fight for it, and we still should allow our children to be able to express themselves. If their opinion, if they challenge in the opinions that the school gives them, you know, when it's a whole liberal train on and training on how to think like a liberal, be like a liberal, play into the victim mode, talk about the lack of possibilities, and I don't even want to say the R word, and how horrible everything is here, and how unlucky and oppressed we are in all this conversation. So if you don't agree with this narrative, if you believe that the United States is a country of opportunity, well, it's easy to believe for someone that it's a country and of opportunity when you're, you know, when you are an immigrant or a child of an immigrant. So it's really interesting, and I always encourage you know, not just my son but youth to have those discussions, to not let the teachers just force them into these narratives. And there is definitely discrimination between boys and girls, and things that girls can get away, boys cannot. They have to go and leave the room and go to RTC and so on and so forth. And so it's a combination of things, but I've noticed some weird. I just want to tell you also this: if you have a child of this age, or maybe younger or a bit older, notice their patterns. Like I started to notice that something was off, and that dissatisfaction from going to school is getting higher and higher. And you know, sometimes some very bad and unreversible negative, I mean, not just negative, but some tragic circumstance may happen if we don't pay close attention to a child, because these people are also incredible manipulators, and they do get under child's skin with their injustice. So I talked to my son, as there were several conflicts in school, and I don't quite agree the way they were handled. And I understand that it's hard to get the objective idea, but I also think if you know that you have not done anything wrong, you should stand for this. It's very important for young men to stand their ground, and they should not be punished for this. If you did something wrong, you should be responsible for that. But if you didn't, and they force you into admitting something you hadn't done, you should never do that as a child, as a young adult, as anyone. So anyway, my dear friends, long story short, but I'm just in shock for the way things are handled, and it always gives me this idea of how unfortunate it is that I truly believe at this point that those people, maybe 80% of teachers, for my estimation, only go to teaching here in US because they couldn't find anything else. Couldn't find anything else that offer health insurance. Also, want to have their summer off, but not because their true calling is to teach. There is no doubt that there are wonderful teachers that are dedicated, that are not getting paid enough for their effort and jobs. But we are dealing with people that have, I don't know how they get their degrees, but they do not have a basic understanding what is to be a teacher, what is to be a child educator, and how important it is to treat a child well. Those children that we see on the street, with guns and gangs and criminals, do you think they were treated well? Do we realize that most of them were made to feel less than? Can we all admit that those less fortunate ones, they were not born a criminal, they were born a child, and then the way they have either an awful situation at their homes, not a good example, and they probably had teachers that could not give them the important discipline to keep them in check, but they give them that feeling that they would start to help, that those children would start to hate themselves and try to compensate that with hurting other kids and then other adults. So I hope that everyone realize, all the parents realize, that most important education happens at home. I thought a lot about private school and all that it offers, but I have a kind of child that likes survival mode. He likes to fight for his survival, and he does well, actually. So I think as long as you get extra knowledge besides what they teach, basics that they teach in school, most importantly, as long as you get analytical thinking, as long as your child can look at social events, political events, what's going on in the country, in the world, the child can look from different perspective and make their own mind, that we make it clear that they don't have to submit to agenda of a teacher who, by the way, did not figure out their own life. And that, I think, the major problem, that a lot of teachers, they are swimming into those liberal lies, but they've never find a fulfillment in their own life, and so they are taking it on students and really giving them everything to fail later on. So yes, I think it's I think it's crucially important to, whether whatever your opportunities are, whatever school your child is going, to always remind them that they are free to think what they are thinking. They're free to make their own research and make their mind. They don't even have to adopt your mind. They can learn the facts, learn the history, take a good time, learn things into depth, and after that come up with their own vision. So I really think it's important. I just want to share this. Thank you so much. I will be I hope you're watching it on YouTube. I am going live on my new Instagram page that I'm still trying to figure out what exactly I will do with, but I think it's going to be a page to support the YouTube channel. So I will leave a link under this video, or maybe I will make a screenshot of this page and post it in community section as well. So if you'd like to join, the beauty of Instagram is that sometimes we can have a discussion and you can join with a video, and that could be a lot of very interesting and fun. So I don't want to go for way too long, but I just want to share with you that it was really knife to my heart today to realize this daily mental, emotional abuse that's going on in school, and that I was honestly not attentive enough, and maybe not asking enough questions. I don't know exactly, but let me tell you, my blood boiled when I realized that on a regular basis my child hears the words "shut." Oi, I don't care who says what, this is not okay. And so I will let you know what happens. I either gonna be there this Monday, or if I have to see the principal and the teacher and have a debate, it could be another day, but it doesn't matter. I will make sure that it will stop. I don't care if I have to change the school. I don't care if we're gonna go online, but I will not allow, while I'm alive, for my son to be abused by someone who's supposed to be encouragement and uplifting mentor in their life, in in all those kids' lives. And once again, I know that it can't be always candies and butterflies, but this screams unprofessional. This screams, I don't know how to handle my emotions. I'm frustrated with my life, so let me take it on your child and see what happens. So I am very curious to hear, is it a common practice? Again, I've never went to school here, not in college, not in high school, not in middle school. I have my education from Ukraine, so I don't know. But please tell me if that is actually, if you went through something like this, maybe your children, your grandchildren, your nephew, is this actually a practice that maybe I didn't know of? But I think no matter what the response is going to be, I am not okay with that. And I think we do need to raise the level of awareness and save our kids from all the extremely unnecessary thing they try to push in school, the narratives that they trying to get everyone on board with, and also the shutdown of true freedom, independence, expression, self-expression. Truth be told, if your child is challenging for teachers, if your child corrects their facts, their factual knowledge, and then if their child challenges their beliefs, he probably will be treated differently. At least this is what I learned. Anyway, my dear friends, thank you so much for listening my rant. I hope we can have a discussion on this. I don't want to make it too personal. Let's just imagine that this is what's going on in schools. This is how we're raising our future generation. So we are discouraging them we tell them to shut up and listen to authority, while the true discipline is not given. And my question is, how do you raise a successful adult with this kind of style of teaching, of mentoring? I would like to know that. And we also need to remember we still are responsible and we are in charge of the way anyone treating our child. This is what I felt today, all the way 100%. So maybe I have different followers from different places. Please share, if you have a minute, please share your experience with you personally. Once again, your family members. I'm very curious to hear, am I alone at this? Which I'm sure I'm not, but I would love to know what your experience is. Thank you so much for watching. I will put all the information and links in the description below. It's a bit unusual because I'm actually recording this video live on my, as I said, alternative page on Instagram, and I literally have one person watching me. Thanks for watching. And I hope to see more of you next time. Thank you so much, and I hope to hear what you have to say. Thank you.